Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to explain about the name mangling. In my previous video, I explained with the detailed example what is access modifier and how to use the access modifier, what is the usage of this access modifier. Now let's understand what is name mangling. So which I said before only about this public, private and protected. Public is, if we use the public, we can access every way. When we have to use the private, when we want to access only within the class, when we can use a projected, we can use within the class and in the derived class also. So this is the small introduction about this access modifier. Now, so we have small disadvantage with the private. What is that small disadvantage? Means we can access only within the class. Outside the class we cannot access. Only within the class which the variables or methods are there, we can access within the class itself, but we cannot access this private methods or the variables outside the class. Yes or no? So that problem will be solved by using this name mangling. By using this name mangling, we can achieve the private methods or private variables outside the class also. Okay, now let's understand how to use this private variables and private methods outside the class also by using this name mangling. Okay, Python doesn't block access to private data entry. So it's completely depends upon you, which I said in my previous video only. To use the private members or the protected members, it's completely depends upon the user to use or not. Okay, it's Python can't block to use. It will not restrict to use only the private members or to use only the protector members. So it's free and flexible. Python is free and flexible. We can use however we want. Okay, it depends upon the question and depends upon our usage. We can use it. Will not restrict to use this thing only, that thing only. It depends completely on the user to use a particular thing. As or no? Yes, it just leaves it to the wisdom. So it completely leaves to the user to use, okay, or not to write any code that access it from the outside the code. So it's completely depends upon the user. If the particular user use the private variable or the private member, it should have that thing that you should not use a private member or private variable outside the class. You should know about this private, protected and public. So you should have some grip on this access modifiers when he is working with this. As or no, without having the knowledge on this access modifier, cannot use. Yes or no? So with having some knowledge on the private, to use a particular class or we can say variable or the method to use in the private or protected mode, you should have some knowledge on that. So without having any knowledge on this access modifier, cannot use a particular thing. So yes or no? Yeah. We should have basic knowledge that the private variables and the methods should not be used outside the class. As or no, when we use the variables and the methods in the private mode. Okay, you can but you can still achieve these private variables and the private methods by using this name mangling. By using this name mangling, you can achieve these private variables and the private methods outside the class also. You can still access the private members by Python's name mangling technique. By using this name mangling technique, you can achieve the private variables and the private members outside the class. As so no. So some will think like, yes, we have solution for the private members also. Then what is the need of using the private members? Yes or no? So the private criteria is only that we have to not use the variables and the methods in the outside the class. But if we want to achieve the private members by using the name mangling, then what is the use of using the private? Leave it. We can use directly by the default, which is public. No need to use the private only. If you use the private, we have to externally to access the particular private members. We have to use the name mangling technique. Yes or no? So I'm saying that only it completely depends upon the user to use or not. So you can use the thing also. If you will not use the private members also, you can work with the default thing also. Yes or no? It depends on you. Next. So now let's understand. Now you got a clarity why we have to use this name mangling. Yes or no? So now let's understand how to use this name mangling. Okay, name mangling is a process of changing the name of the members with the double underscore or to the form object dot underscore class underscore variable. Means we have to take the object creation variable, which is object dot single underscore and the what is the class name in the particular code. We have to specify the class name with the single underscore, and what is the private variable which we want to access the particular private variable in the outside the class. That private variable name we have to specify with using the double underscore. As you know, which I said before only, if we have the private we have to use the double underscore. If we have protected we have to use the single underscore. As so no, so double underscore if we use, it is explicitly it is a private variable. Yes or no? So that's why we have to specify double underscore and the variable name. So this is the syntax for the name mangling. So to access the private variables outside the class, we have to use this syntax. Remember this syntax. Okay, this is syntax. Now, if so required, it can still be accessed from the outside the class. Means by using this syntax, we can access the particular variables private members outside the class also. Okay, so this is the syntax. This is the object name and the class name dot and single underscore class name and the double underscore the private variable name. So this is the syntax. Now let's try practically how to work with this name mangling to access the private variables and the members outside the class. Look at here this example. We have taken the class name as student and we have taken one constructor where we have parameters as name equals to Raju and marks is equals to 50. Okay, so we have specified this name and marks with the double underscore. Yes or no? So see, this is the double underscore. So we have specified this name and the marks with the double underscore. So if we have the double underscore, we have to specify as it is a private variable. So if you have double underscore, it is a private variable. If you have single underscore, it's a protected variable, which I said in the before videos when I'm explaining encapsulation and this access modifiers. Yes or no? So double underscore means it is a private variable. Okay, I think till here you understood. So I have taken the class and one constructor where the two parameters names as a private. And one more important thing, you have to specify the private variables here. Means the underscore here, not here in the parameters place. We have to not specify in the parameter space. We have to specify only the variable name. Just to we have to specify the double underscore over here. Okay, we have to not specify the double underscore here. So we cannot use like this double underscore name over here in the when the we are accessing the parameters in the constructors. So we cannot access here. So to access this the particular variable as a private or public or anything, so we have to specify here. Okay, remember this thing, don't forget. Next, I have taken the normal function name which is the student data, and I want to specify the name and the marks of the particular student over here in this function, like using the self underscore name and self underscore marks. To access this constructed variables, we have to use the self. To access the particular function variable, no need to use the self. Okay, which I said no. So to access this, it is not there in this function. No, so we have to access the variables which are there in the constructor function. So we have to specify with the self. So if we have the variables and the variables which are there in the itself in its own function, no at the time no need to specify with the self keyword. Okay, I think you know about this. Now look at here, I have created the object creation for this class which is student, and I'm trying to access this function which is student data. Now let's see what will be the output. Look at here, we are getting the error while we want to access the name which is a private name outside the class. So when we want to access this private name outside this class, this is outside the classes or no, this is outside the class. When we want to access a particular name which is there in the student, which is a private name, then we are getting the error. Why? Because it is a private name. Yes or no? So we can access this thing by using the name mangling. What is the name mangling? We have to use the object name dot single underscore and class name. What is what the class name we have to specify the class name and double underscore and the private variable which we want to access. As soon as this is the syntax. Let's try by using this thing. Now look at here, when we specify this name mangling, we are getting the name because we have used the name mangling technique over here to access the private variable. Okay, to access this private variable, we have used the name mangling. So this is the syntax for the name mangling, which is object creation name, John, single underscore, and the class name, and double underscore, and the private name. Okay. So if we use only the name, let's see, if we use only the name syntax, which is a private name, we will be getting the error because it is a private variable. We cannot access outside the class. Okay, in this way we can access the private variables by using the name mangling. Okay, to access the private variables outside the class, we can use this technique. Okay, look at here, not only the data mangling can access the variables or the methods, we can even access the methods also by using the data mangling. Okay, here not only the variables we can access, we can even access the methods, which are the functions are there. We can use the functions also to access the private method. So look at here, in this example we have here private method. So this is student data is a private method. How we can say this is a private function? By using the two underscores. By saying the two underscores, we can declare it as a private. So whenever we have double underscore, we have to say it as a private only. So when we have double underscore, blindly say it is as a private member. So when we have here double underscore and it is there in the function way, so we can say it is as a private member or private method. So we can even use data mangling not only for the variables, also for the methods also. Means we can access by using this data mangling methods or the variables also. So the thing which is there in the private, we can access. It can be the method or it can be the variable by using the data mining. I think you understood how to use its data mining. What are the advantages of using this data mining? Where to use this data mining and the syntax. Okay, I think you understood everything clearly. Still, if you have any doubts, please mention in the comment section. I will be definitely solve your doubts. And that's it for this video. Let's meet in next video. Thanks for watching.